Thank you, Senator. I'm not going to quote you the statistics. You know them. I'll just mention it in the largest city in my state, New Orleans, homicides are up 40%. Robberies are up. Carjackings have become a huge problem. And that's not just in New Orleans. We have a serious crime problem, for example, in Baton Rouge. Long term, we can debate the solutions to crime, but short term, in my judgment, we have to do three things. Number one, we've got to hire more cops. In New Orleans, for example, we have less than 1,000 police officers on the streets. We need at least 2,000. That's going to cost money, about which I'll speak in a second. Number two, we're going to have to stop the retirements among our police officers. They're retiring in droves. It's going to cost more money, in part, to keep them from retiring. I mentioned money on number one and number two because we live in the real world. But let me say that the state and local government has more money today across America than it has ever had, in large part, not totally, but in large part because we sent it to them. And they need to use that money. The third thing we need to do to get control of crime won't cost any money, but it may be the most difficult of all three of the things we have to do. We have to improve the morale of our cops, and that starts with our elected officials. I want to choose my words carefully here. No one supports police abuse. No one does. Do we have some bad cops? Sure. And when a cop intentionally breaks the law himself or herself and hurts somebody else, they should be punished. And in most cases, they are. But on the other hand, cops are not guilty until proven innocent. And we have a lot of, as Senator Johnson talked about, we have a lot of public officials that have taken up this mantra of disrespect the police. Not just defund them, but disrespect them. And we've paid a price in terms of morale. We have some elected officials who think cops are now a bigger problem than criminals. We have some elected officials who think that if a cop shoots a criminal, it's always the cop's fault. But if a criminal shoots a cop, it's always the gun's fault. That's the source of bad morale among our police officers. They don't want a free ride. They just want to know that if they have to make a split-second decision in good faith and someone gets hurt, that their government will stand behind them. And that's got to change as well. And I'm very disappointed that we've heard nothing, zero, zilch, nada out of the Biden administration in terms of supporting our police. Yes, I think Marsh's and Bill's bill is speaking to a central point that's on the lives of most Americans. And I know it's difficult to generalize about America because we're this big, wide open, diverse country. But I think if you talk to most moms and dads in this country and ask them what are they worried about when they lie down to sleep at night and can't, I don't think they're worried about proper pronoun usage. I don't think they're worried about the president's war against oil production in America. I think they're worried about their job and the economy and inflation. And I think they're worried about crime. If they have a teenager, or not even teenager now, the kids are going to experiment, and a lot of them experiment with drugs. They're worried that their kid is going to take a puff off a marijuana cigarette and die. Not get addicted, die. And I think this bill is going to help that. And in the long term, we can debate causes of crime. It'd be an interesting discussion. But short term, what you allow is what will continue. And you're not going to get control of crime until you keep the cops you have, you add more cops, and you stand behind your cops when they're right, which is 99.9% of the time. And folks, that doesn't cost money. I mean, we have sent the first two do, but we have sent a breathtaking amount of money to state and local government. I mean, they've got more money now than they've ever had in their entire histories, adjusted for inflation. They've got the money to do this.